This was brought to you by Good At Studios. We're networking.
A lot of people are wondering, does Bitcoin have real value or does it have longevity? Bitcoin will not last. The difference between Bitcoin and currency that we know now is Bitcoin, as it's explained, is limited. Let's say the whole world was ran on Bitcoin. There would be nothing but poverty. There would be so very few people who have the money that it would be worthless. Because if there's 1 billion people and 1,000 people have currency, then it won't be evenly distributed. Bitcoin is mined through computer processors that could never translate into societies where they don't have computers like that. They don't have the internet connections to mine more Bitcoin. Bitcoin can't last because it's limited and you can only get it in a certain way. Yen, the peso, the dollar, the euro, they have value because the government is saying this is a universal thing for trading. If you have a secluded farmer somewhere and you give him a little shiny nugget of gold and you say, here, give me X amount of crops, he's not going to give you anything because what's a nugget of gold to a farmer? The nugget of gold is useless. You have to install the idea into his mind that this is worth that bale of hay, that amount of corn, that lamb, this is what that's worth. You have to make him believe that, and that's the only way he'll give it to you. People believe that Bitcoin is valuable, but the market for getting it is very small. You have to mine through computers. And you have to have a lot of processing power. And the more you mine, the harder it gets. That cannot have longevity. Bitcoin can only cause poverty if it were an actual valued currency, because it's so limited. And the ways to get it are so limited. And there's such a minute market for mining and trading. It will not last. Another reason why Bitcoin cannot last is because people don't really understand it. Because it's digital and not a physical thing that happens in every day-to-day communication, it just can't be widespread. You give a little boy $1 and you tell him, give it to the ice cream man, and then the ice cream man gives you an ice cream. That's sort of a weird system, but when every day you go to the store and you get toilet paper, and you hand a man a paper that says 20, and he gives you back papers that say 10 and 1 and 1, and then coins that are valued 0.25 to the dollar. Once you learn math, it's a system that makes sense. Bitcoin, there's no set value, so it doesn't make sense. It's like stocks. Some people in stocks don't even understand stocks, but they know they put their money here, it can either rise or fall. That's the same thing with Bitcoin. A lot of people don't really understand Bitcoin, but they'll mine it. But it's more of a small market of trade. Can't be worldwide. The government is not going to regulate that Bitcoin has value because it's limited, and the way to get it is limited. And the reason there is a market for gold and the reason it can be converted is because people who can get it put the belief into people that it's valuable. But it's a product now. It's not an actual form of value. People value it as an object, but it's not valued as money. Bitcoin is much more limited than gold. So what happened to gold can't even happen with Bitcoin because it's not a physical thing. It's digital. And the whole world doesn't run in the digital age. It's working right now because, much like gold, there are people who can get it. So they say it's valuable because there's a lot of people who can't get it. But Bitcoin is so limited and so complex, and because it's not physical, you can't convince people around the world of its value, much like you could with gold. And another reason it won't work is because Bitcoin cannot be insured. Let's say there's a Bitcoin bank. If someone hacks into my account and takes away all my Bitcoins, then that's it. I lose my Bitcoins. But if someone hacks into my bank account and takes money, there's insurance, and I can get that back. Bitcoin will not prosper and have longevity. The reason a dollar has value is because we believe in $5. So we have to have a piece of paper that says 5 on it. A piece of paper that says 5 on it and a piece of paper that says 20 on it. There's no difference. It's still ink and paper. But we believe one has higher value than the other. It's the belief in value that we put into it. Gold is a physical thing. Not everyone can get the gold, and there'll be nothing but poverty if the physical thing actually had value. Bitcoin is digital, and it's so limited, and the whole world doesn't run on digital, and the whole world can't get Bitcoins. So if Bitcoins were an actual form of currency, there would be nothing but poverty if people actually valued the Bitcoin.
Good at Studios. We're networking.